We're back at seg2 TV, and we are here with the lovely Tiffany Knowles. Tiffany Knowles is a professor and an author, and she is also here at the Empowerment Conference. And we just want to chat with you for a little to ask you, what is your platform and what is the purpose of you being here today?
Okay, so I did a session earlier this morning about the art of declaration and visualization. So what I was teaching the women was about how to use their words to create future, to manifest the reality that they want to see in their lives. And it's actually some of the exercises that I do with my students. I am a professor of communication. So I do empower people to do this every day, and you'll be amazed that using this very small thing, it's a secret, but it ends up being a superpower in your life if you know how to use it.
Nice. So basically words of affirmation.
Correct.
And the power of the tongue is I understand the power of the tongue.
Exactly.
So my daughter.
Yeah.
I have a daughter. She's just turned 6, and every now and then we do, affirmations pretty much every day.
Good.
And she recites them to me to the point now where she utilizes it to me. So basically she checks me. Yeah,
Give me an example of one that you do with your daughter.
Okay, I tell her, you're black and you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're amazing, you're a leader, you're compassionate, and then she repeats them back to her. She repeats them back. And then, so one day I got in the mirror and I was putting on makeup, and then she was like, "Mommy, why are you putting that stuff on your face?"
Wow.
And I was like, "Baby, I have to go out." And she was like, "But you're black and you're beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
You don't need that."
You're amazing. You're brilliant. You're a leader. That is too much. I love it.
So the power of the tongue, I do realize how important it is. And it's also a manifestation of what's internal as well.
Correct.
So how is it, though, that we disconnect from things that we're so ingrained in from childbirth, right? Unfortunately, when we're in the womb, some things are manifested within us, and then we experience certain things, unfortunately, that cause us to stay in that pain.
Correct.
How is it that we detach from that? What advice would you give?
Some of the things that, for instance, you're an amazing mom, and in my speech I talked about how Serena Williams' dad, he was very intentional about his words. He said, you're going to play right now like you're at the U.S. Open. You're 9, but you're going to play like you're at the U.S. Open. Right. That's an amazing thing to do as a parent, but some parents do not do that.
Right.
So how do you then take your life back after having not received any of those affirmations? Right. You start today. That's what I was talking about. You start today. You create your list of affirmations, your declaration statement for what you want to see in your life. And you wait for your subconscious to grab onto it. Once your subconscious grabs onto it, you start acting differently. You start walking differently. You start calling people that you wouldn't have called before because you were too afraid. Right. So that's the goal, for you to write it out, speak it, so that you can begin living it.
Love it. Even the company you keep, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely a reflection
it's big.
Yeah, the goals and aspirations that you have for yourself. And it's a reflection of how you feel about yourself as well.
True.
So within that changing, like if you're transitioning into this more, declaring that I am affirming today that I'm going to change and alter the way my mind is set up. You're gonna lose people along the way, right?
Sure.
So how do you cope with that? Because a lot of people they have these insecurities for different reasons, and some of it is to being alone. A lot of it is being alone.
So I've lost several people in my journey, and I think that's okay. So I was talking also in the panel about fear, that the story of your life means that not everything will go well or in the way that you planned. So some of it is the plot thickening, and when the plot thickens, oh my gosh, I lost a friend. Oh my gosh, I lost a boyfriend. Oh my gosh, I had a loss. But your story is still being written.
Right.
Embrace the loss as part of your story, because it's for a reason, isn't it?
A lot of the gains.
Exactly. What's the gains?
Right.
Exactly. What are the gains out of this loss? Embrace that loss.
Right. This is wonderful.
Well, I'm hoping it was, and it was amazing for us too to be here.
Love it. So what age group do you typically work with? I know you're a college professor. So.
Right. So I typically work between 18 and mid-20s.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they're receptive of it?
They are receptive. So, some of my students, they tell me for years, like someone just Facebook messaged me I can't even recall that student, but it was like 5 years ago I taught him. He was like, you were a black queen to me. You were a goddess. I loved your teaching style and what you brought to my life. I was like, well, thank God. I know it's the same messaging I use, so hopefully it was. I was just as encouraging.
Love it. Mm-hmm. So where can we contact you for more information, Ms. Knowles?
Okay. So you can contact me. I'm at Tiffany Knowles on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So it's TIFFANI KNOWLES. So you can contact me there. I also have an online magazine, NEWDmagazine.com. Nice. And there are quite a few things. And then I'm the author of the new book, Hola America, Guts, Grit, Grind, and Further Traits in the Successful American Immigrant, a compilation of stories about ordinary people who now have extraordinary lives because of some of these principles that we're talking about.
Love it. Yeah. Very well-rounded woman.
I'm thankful.
Thanks for seg2. Be sure to check her out, family. We'll be back in just a few.